Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Tina. I'm a 5th-year medical student in China. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing the cost of living in China, in particular as a foreign student. In China, I'm going to be discussing accommodation, tuition fees, feeding, transportation, and every important thing you need to know if you're coming to live in China. If you like this video or if you find it helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my YouTube channel, it's free, and share this video with anyone who is considering coming to China or is interested in knowing the cost of living in China. So let's begin. The cost of living in China varies from city to city. So big cities like Beijing, Shanghai, Shenzhen, Tianjin will be more expensive than other cities like my city, Jinzhou City, or maybe Fuzhou or Shenyang, or other cities. So it's going to be different. Okay, first of all, I'm going to start with tuition fees. So the school fees of a recognized medical university in China, and when I say recognized, I mean universities that have been accredited by the Ministry of Education in China to teach foreign students medicine in English. School fees of these universities would usually start from about $5,100 and above. Now, when I say school fees, I mean including the resident permit, which is about 800 or 400 RMB for a year, and health insurance, which is usually about 600 RMB. This includes books, lab coats, etc. Now, it all depends on the university you're in, but at least $5,100 and above. There are schools with school fees of about $8,000, $10,000. It all depends on the school, but this is the list. So for other courses, for engineering, vocational studies, business, the school fees is usually lower than medical student school fees. So yes. For accommodation in China, you can either stay in the dorm or you can rent an apartment. In my school, before you rent an apartment, you need to be in your 3rd year. So you have like the first 2 years to adapt and stay in the dorm before you can actually go out to live outside. The current cost of accommodation in the dormitory in my school is about $970, which is 6,500 renminbi for a room of 2, excluding the light bill. The light bill is the only bill you will pay for if you're living in the dormitory. I have a video on my channel showing you guys what the dormitory in my school looks like. If you're interested in seeing it, it will be linked at the end of this video, or you can just click the bar, which is going to be above. If you're renting an apartment in my city, it can be as low as $1,000 for a year. This is excluding utilities, excluding heating, excluding deposit, excluding environmental fees and maybe elevator fees. That's if you're staying on the top floor. $1,000 at least. This is for a single bedroom apartment, which has a living room, a kitchen, the toilet and bathroom, and a bedroom. But for apartments which has 2 rooms, this on an average I would say will cost $2,000. So usually 2 people stay in the apartment and they share the bills. This is $2,000 excluding the things I just mentioned. Apartments close to schools, hospitals, city center, shopping plazas are usually more expensive. So if you're looking for a cheaper apartment, you may have to live a little bit far from school. The next thing I'm going to talk about is feeding. Feeding in the school cafeteria is really cheap. A meal containing maybe rice and maybe a sauce and meat or vegetables can cost you about 6 RMB, which is about $0.9. This is really affordable. And for, let's say, on average, street foods, chow fan, which is Chinese fried rice, this can cost you on average about 10 RMB, which is also very cheap. 10 RMB is about $1.4, and this is quite affordable for chow fan, some wraps, some other street foods, chow mein, that's fried noodles. That's the price, and it's really affordable. Going to an expensive restaurant will cost you at least 100 RMB per person, but that depends on what you want to eat and also the type of expensive restaurant you're going to. So you can buy pizza, rice, drinks, and 100 RMB will be able to cover it, or 100 RMB may even be a little too much, but depends on the restaurant you're going to. At least 100 RMB. Grocery shopping in China is a lot cheaper than eating outside or buying food every day. You can go for a grocery shopping in the mall and spend about 200 RMB for 2 weeks, or even for a month. It just depends on what you're buying, so it varies. Sometimes you can go and you buy only groceries, and sometimes you go and you want to buy snacks and maybe detergents, things to take care of yourself, and then it will cost a little bit more. I spend about 300 RMB whenever I go grocery shopping, whenever I go shopping. Not really grocery shopping, because I go mixed, and I spend about 300 RMB, and I mean, it's quite affordable. The next thing is transportation. So usually we have buses, we have taxis, subways, Didi, depends on the city you live in. For my city, we have buses and we have taxis, but we don't have subway because my city is not so big. The buses can cost about 1 RMB. It goes to different parts of the town, different parts of the city. So you enter into one bus, you pay 1 RMB, and if you go into another bus, you pay another 1 RMB. So it all depends. We also have taxis. In my city, taxis starts at about 6 RMB, which is $0.9 US, and 6 RMB for the first 1 kilometer, and then for every 500 meters 1 RMB is added. So that's cost price. So if you are to compare it to a city like Shanghai taxis start at about 14 RMB, that's in the daytime, and 18 RMB at night. In Beijing, taxis start about 13 RMB. In Shenyang city starts about 8 RMB. But it all depends on the city that you live in. Subways too are usually found in most of these big cities. So subway is something you can also use, and it's really cheap compared to taxis or Didis. Some cities also have bicycles. We have bicycles in my city. You can ride the bicycle, pay for rental, about 20 RMB, and then when you park the bicycle, when you're done with it, you're refunded your money. So there are so many means of transportation, and on an average, this is quite affordable. When students coming to my city ask me how much do I need for a month to survive, I usually tell them $200 and above. That will be able to satisfy you for a month. But then it depends on how you spend and how you live your life. That's your choice. But at least $200 for a month. If you manage it very well, you'll be able to live comfortably in my city. And yes. So I don't know what else I have not spoken about in terms of cost of living in China. I don't know what's different in your city. If this is not how it is in your city, if your city is more expensive, please leave it in the comment section so I will get to know, and my viewers also get to know what the cost of living in other cities is like. Well guys, I think I have spoken about everything I need to. If this video helped you, if you got anything from this video, please give it a thumbs up, share this video with your friends, and please subscribe to my channel. Click the subscribe button below and the bell beside it so you get updates whenever I post a new video. And if you're ever considering coming to China, at least now you have an idea about the cost of living here as a student, because as students we don't work, so you have to live a very planned and managed and economical and I don't really know the right word, but yes. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.